how's it going out there, YouTube? I'm just, before I make this video, I'd like to thank everyone for watching my videos and leaving comments and, whatever. I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone who's subscribed and who, writes back and stuff. I think that's really cool. I'm just saying I appreciate it, and I'd also like to say Happy Thanksgiving. And with that being said, what I'd like to talk about in this video is about the chemtrails, the UFOs, Nibiru, with the sun rotated, the missiles, the Raptor being shot down, and the F18 being shot down from Canada, or possibly being shot down. So a lot of stuff to get in. I'll probably briefly just touch on these subjects. Like I said, I'm still doing research before I can bring an informative video on any one of the issues. Well, very informative, but what I consider informative, incredible enough to put out there as information. So let's start off with, for about the last month or so, the sky has been totally gray. It's chemtrailed to crap every single morning and every single night and all day to the point where it's just hazy and gray and cloudy. It's extremely windy out. It's kind of warm for this time of year. Not really freezing out. We haven't had a lot of frost on the cars yet. So I think they're trying to hide something, and the reason I think that they're chemtrailing to hide something along with various other things, whether it be defense systems from China or whatever's happening, all these series of events are linked together somehow. I do believe that the missile launch is a two-stage missile. It was definitely a submarine-style missile. Probably came from a Yen-class submarine. I don't believe it was us shooting it, although they did do that in the Cold War. They fire off missiles and other various things to kind of flex their muscle and say, hey, we're badass, you know. But I don't think it was that. I think it was definitely a warning shot from China saying, you better not mess around, we're right there. The big thing about this is now, after the missile launch, we've got fighter jets getting knocked out of the sky. Now whether these things were like shot down or whether they had an accident, it's kind of rare to just lose an F22 Raptor, seeing how that's like a multi-million-dollar plane. I haven't looked, but I'm willing to bet that plane has got to be close to $70 million. Maybe more. That thing might even be up there around like 250, 300 million. But those things don't just crash out of the sky. Those are repaired after every single flight. They are meticulously maintained and gone over. There are checks upon checks upon checks to make sure that all equipment is functioning. I'm not saying they never have accidents, but it's kind of strange that we lost the F22 Raptor. Canada lost an F18 Hornet, which is F18A Hornet, which is a pretty nasty plane. It's the predecessor to the F16. It's highly maneuverable, extremely fast, and is well equipped. It's able to carry a lot of armament on the plane. It can carry a lot of like air-to-air missiles and air-to-ground bombs, and you carry a lot of munitions on at that point. The F22 Raptor isn't as maneuverable, but it's highly complex and has stealth capabilities. Although it's not as stealth as the stealth fighter, the F-117A or the F-117B, it's not as stealth as those. But it still has stealth capabilities. But what you gotta understand is that usually when a military develops a weapon, they'll try to develop some type of defense to the weapon. Not a complete defense, but somewhat of a defense in case the enemy develops that weapon. They also have to know how to counteract that weapon. No one's ever going to have a weapon that's like, oh, this is the nastiest weapon, there's no counter defense for it, besides nuclear weapons where it's the hell and for everybody, speaking of nuclear weapons, there was a nuclear bomb on the F-22 that went down. Why are they carrying live ordnance, I don't know if anyone's ever seen Broken Arrow before, but with everything going on, it's kind of strange. I believe that if they're flying those type of planes with live ordnances in the air, that they constantly have these planes in there every day, not just doing exercises, but they're also prepared for counter-strike or offensive if needed. So we already have birds in the air. Along with the planes and the missiles and the barragement of chemtrails and gray skies, the sky is gray today, I'm looking at it. The sun did something crazy on October 13th, 12th into the 13th. And Soho and Stereo both captured the event. There were 3 cameras on it actually, and the sun does actually go around, and you can tell because the foreground, the background stay exactly the same. It's just the sun that ends up rotating. Now I've been kind of wondering if they're spraying the stuff in the air to counteract some type of solar flare or something that might be happening like that. Maybe the sun's going to do something. But the more and more I think about it, I really think they're trying to hide from us seeing what's really in the sky. Because right before they started chemtrailing like crazy, my girl and I noticed this extremely bright sky in the southeastern sky. It was extremely bright. And not only was it bright, but it was kind of like changing colors almost, like red, blue, like it looked like it was like kind of flickering. Not blinking like a plane. I mean, it was stayed there in plain sight for quite a while, and we were both wondering what it was. We both look at the sky all the time. You know, we're like, what is this? You know. And then the next day, the chemtrails started, and they have not stopped since. They continue to spray every day, all the freaking time. Now back to the October 13th thing, because that was around the time that we noticed an extremely bright star in the sky, alright? NORAD officer predicted that UFOs would be hovering over major cities, and that's exactly what happened. There were UFOs everywhere, alright? Now about around the time, I'm not sure if it's after or before, my dates are kind of messed up, around that time, we also have strange objects that are like hovering around the sun. Now, I'm sure people are going to say, well, if they were that close to the sun, they would melt, and blah, 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 they, you know, who knows? Who knows if they're even that close to the sun? Maybe they just appear that they're that close. But I'm going to put some links on the bottom that go to some of those videos, so you can check those out. I don't know, I'm kind of getting lost here. There's just so much, it's freaking crazy. Alright, so we got the UFOs coming on October 13th, around the same time my girl and I saw the star. Also the same day that the sun flipped, and a missile was launched shortly thereafter. All these events are not unrelated, alright? They're not. They're all related. They all have something to do with each other. They are spraying for a reason. Whether the Nibiru is coming back or not, I don't know. I mean, it's starting to look more and more credible. We got all kinds of pictures coming out of the 2 suns. On top of the 2 suns thing, I mean, what is going on with the planets? The planets are all warming up everywhere. You got something took out a camera from NASA. What hit that? Nobody knows, you know. Gotta enjoy some of my F18 monster beer. So I just wanted to put this video out here to kind of ask what's going on, like I did the last video. How are all these things related? Am I the only one seeing this? Oh, and another thing I wanted to add is I think people need to start reporting, you know, your general location, not like your address or your town, but like, you know, like I live in Central Mass. I'm covered in chemtrails all the time. Has this been happening to you? Have you been covered in chemtrails? Maybe I should just make another video asking about that. I think I'll do that. So I'm going to leave this video here. Just kind of saying again, I think all these pieces are somehow related. You got the UFOs, you got the strange stars. The moon has been brighter than ever. The moon has been insanely bright. Brighter than I've ever seen it in my whole life. It's just glowing up there. I mean, you're looking at it, it's like, you gotta kind of squint to look at the moon. That ain't right. The sun also looks brighter. Like I said, they're chemtrailing like crazy. So, thanks again for everyone for watching my videos. hopefully I'll be able to piece this together to bring you a more informative video on just one subject rather than throwing a bunch of subjects into one video. But I really think they're all related. It's important to look at them all together and try and piece them together. So I just want to say, be safe, keep it real, keep truth in, and peace out.